Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Kabil. Today I'm going to discuss the septal defects which can be detected during fetal echo, atrial septal defect, ventricular septal defect and atrioventricular septal defect. So these are the things which I'm going to discuss today. So as you see in this video, you can see the normal 4-chamber view with the ventricular septum, atrium septum. So here the lower 2/3 part of the ventricular septum is muscular septum, and the upper 1/3 just lying adjacent to the AV valves is membranous septum. And in the atrial septum, you can see atrial septum with the foramen oval flap pointing towards the left atrium. And also one more thing you can see here regarding the AV valves, the mitral valve and the tricuspid valve. If you see, the tricuspid valve is slightly towards apex. It is not in a horizontal line, not in a horizontal equally placed. Tricuspid valve is slightly lower or slightly apically placed. So this is called AV valve offset. So these are the important things to be known in the normal 4-chamber view. So as I said, in the 4-chamber view, you can see this is the first 1/3, upper 1/3 is the membranous septum, and the lower 2/3 is muscular septum. So if you are seeing a defect in the muscular septum, it is muscular VSD, and if you are seeing a defect in the membranous septum, it is perimembranous VSD. And the ASD, if it is lying close to the crux is this, plus is the crux. If it is lying close to the crux, then it is primum, and if it is in the middle, then it is secundum. Normally foramen oval will be seen with the flap towards the left atrium. So if the defect is larger than the foramen oval, or if it is abnormally larger than the normal foramen oval size, that is equal to the aortic annulus. So if the size is more than the aortic annulus size, then it could be secundum ASD defect. And then if you see the regarding the tricuspid valve, both should not be in the equal position. The tricuspid valve should be slightly in the lower level, and this is called the AV valve offset. So in VSD, there are types: muscular VSD, which again divided into mid and apical, and perimembranous VSD, again subclassified as inlet and outlet. Then there is something called dropout artifact. So when you are assessing the fetal heart, you have to assess perpendicular to the ultrasound waves. So this is wrong, this is correct, because sometimes if you assess parallel to the insonation, then there will be a drop in the signal over here, which will appear as VSD, but this is pseudo VSD due to the dropout artifact, and this can be avoided by assessing the fetal heart perpendicular to the ultrasound wave. So this will not be seen in this view, and also you can correlate with the color flow. If color flow will not be seen if it is pseudo VSD because of dropout artifact. And then the size of the VSD, if it is small and and smaller than the aortic annulus lumen. So if you see in the outflow tract view of the left LVOT view, if you can judge the width of the aortic annulus. So if it is larger than that, then it is if the septal defect size is larger than that, then it could be a significant defect. And you can assess the flow direction. Usually the flow direction will be bidirectional, so both colors blue and red also will be seen, or it can be from left to right. If it is right to left, then you have to suspect the right outflow tract obstruction. So flow direction either bidirectional or left to right. Size, if it is smaller than aortic annulus size, it is smaller defect, and if it is larger, then it is significant defect. Dropout artifact can be avoided by assessing the fetal heart perpendicular to the insinuation, and the perimembranous, and the two types, muscular and perimembranous defect. In the VSD, as we said, this is perimembranous defect area and this is muscular defect area. There will be moderator band in the right ventricle. So in the muscular VSD, this is mid-muscular VSD, and if it is below the level of moderator band, then these defects will be called as apical VSD, apical muscular VSD. And in the perimembranous, the lower level will be inlet VSD and the upper level will be outlet VSD. So these are the types. So as you see in this picture, you are seeing a muscular VSD where the flow is at the level of muscular septum. Here you can see a defect adjacent to the crux of the fetal heart with the color flow through it. Then this is membranous VSD. This is significant. This will not go for spontaneous closure, and also this will be associated with other cardiac anomalies and trisomies. So in the perimembranous VSD, we need to assess if it is inlet or outlet. So this is the inlet level VSD, inlet level ventricular septum adjacent to the tricuspid valves. There is no VSD over here, but when you sweep and when you get the LVOT outflow tract, at that level the septum which is seen is outflow ventricular septum, and we are seeing a defect lying over here. So this is outflow type of perimembranous VSD. So this is the septal defect, ventricular septal defect in the membranous septum. It is inlet type, and this is again perimembranous VSD, which is outflow type, which is in the upper level, and here it is in the lower level. So next we have to go through ASD. Anatomically there are different types of ASD: primum secundum at the region of foramen ovale, and primum ASD, and then sinus venosus, coronary sinus. These all cannot be detected using ultrasound. So these are the types, mainly primum and secundum type of ASD. And size, if the foramen secundum, foramen ovale defect is larger than the usual foramen ovale size, or if it is larger than the aortic annulus size, or if the foramen ovale flap is deficient to cover the whole foramen ovale septum, foramen ovale defect, then we can say it is a secondum type of ASD. So what I meant to say is, atrial septum, here if you are saying, then it is primum. Here if you are saying at the region of foramen ovale but larger than the size of normal foramen ovale, then it is secondum. And if the size can be compared with aortic annulus size, and if the foramen ovale flap is deficient, not like this, if it is deficient to cover the whole foramen ovale, then there is also a possibility of secondum ASD. So here in this case you are seeing a large defect, it is absent septum secundum. Here in this video you can see the normal foramen ovale flap into the left atrium, but the part of atrial septum adjacent to the crux is absent. So this is primum ASD. The next topic is AVSD. Again there are two types, partial and complete. Previously in the first video I have discussed the tricuspid valve is placed slightly lower, towards apical region, so it is called AV valve offset. It is normal. If there is absence of AV valve offset, then there will be a possibility of atrioventricular septal defect. So if you are seeing fill heart with the common valve with absent crux, then it is if it is just a common valve, then it is total AVSD. But if you are seeing both valves at the equal level without any offset and absent primum ASD, primum ASD, if there is ASD defect, primum ASD defect associated with the absence of AV valve offset, then it could be partial AVSD. So as you see in this case, it is complete AVSD, where you are seeing single, where there is a offset of AV valves are absent, and almost it looks like a single valve with absent ventricular septum and atrial septum. So this is complete AVSD. But however in this case you can see absent AV valve offset with absent atrial septum adjacent to the crux, primum ASD. So both together represents the partial AVSD. So this is a normal 4-chamber view, where you can see the offset tricuspid valve is slightly lower than the mitral valve, but here it is almost in the same level, and atrial septum is seen adjacent to the crux, but it is absent at this level. So this is partial AVSD. So thank you. Today we have discussed ventricular